Hi, this is the second class on set theory. So every time what I am doing at the end of the class, I am discussing a new idea. But today class, at the beginning only, I want to discuss a new idea because some of the students they have expressed their doubts when they are copying their notes, class notes on set theory. So that's why I want to try to rectify the difficulty. Along with I'll try to discuss that particular idea from permutations and combinations which we are going to discuss in detail in class 11 syllabus. So first of all I want to introduce that particular idea. Some problems I will do. I will discuss the formula. I will give some problems. Then we will go for our original theory, set theory. Right. So that day in the class I mentioned like this. This is the information I written in that particular day class. A, B, C. This is a set containing 3 elements. How many subsets are possible? Number of subsets for the set A we have to find out. No doubt the number of subsets is equals to 8. 2 power 3. The first one is a set which does not contain any element. The next one is a set which contains a single element. A set which contains a single element. A set which contains a single element. The next one is a set which contains 2 elements. A comma B, one element, this one. Next one is A comma C. The next one is B comma C. That is about the next one. The final one is the set itself. These are all subsets of the given set A. For this set, these are all the subsets. This is no element present. Here only one element present. Here 2 elements present. Here 3 elements are present. Right? So now you can observe here. What is the discussion? From these 3 elements, nothing I selected. I am saying selection. Selection is nothing but combination. Selection means combination. That's why from these 3 elements, nothing selected. From 3 elements, nothing selected. That's what I written 3C0. From these 3 elements, how many elements we selected? Only 1. Here also only 1. Here also only 1. That's why from 3 elements, 1 can be selected in 3C1 ways. From these 3 elements, 1 element can be selected in 3C1 ways. Next, from these 3 elements, 2 elements selection that we can write as 3C2. From 3 elements, 2 can be selected in 3C2 ways. Next one is from 3 elements, all the 3 selected. So this, the representation was there in the class notes on set theory. Because when some student they are trying to copy the class notes, they have asked me the doubts. Sir, what is this 3C0? What is this 3C1, 3C2, 3C3? That is actually meaning. From 3 elements, nothing selected. That is empty set. From 3 element, 1 element selected. That's what combination 3C1. From 3 elements, 2 elements are selected 3C2. From 3 elements, all the 3 elements are selected. That's what I mentioned in the class notes 3C3. So what about this 3C3? What are the connected formulas? Just I want to discuss now. This is the first one you have to know. N, P, R. At present try to learn as a formula only. What is this formula behind? In our syllabus, nearly we are going to discuss 36 classes, the chapter permutations and combinations. Very important chapter, especially for JEE exams. So in that particular chapter we will discuss in detail about what is NPR, how it is coming, all those. but at present try to remember as a formula. NPR. P denotes for permutation. Permutation means arrangement. Permutation means arrangement only. NPR is equals to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. That is the reason last class I discussed the notation of factorial also. What is a factorial we discussed in the last class. So NPR formula is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. That is the formula for NPR. P denotes for permutation. Permutation means arrangement. Okay, next come back. Suppose I want to find out 7p2. I want to find out the value of 7p2. According to the formula, what we can write? 7 factorial divided by 7 minus 2 factorial. Now that is equals to 7 factorial can be written as 7 into 6 into 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial. So 5 factorial cancel. We got the answer as 7 into 6, 42. Suppose you want to find out the value of 8p3. What is the formula? NPR formula is n factorial by n minus r factorial. So what we can write 8p3 as? 8p3 is equals to 8 factorial divided by 8 minus 3 factorial. Yes or no? Now 8 factorial can be written as 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial. Now 5 factorial cancel. That is the answer. 8 into 7 into 6. Suppose you want to find out the value of 5p2. That is equals to 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 2 factorial. Yes or no? That is the formula for NPR. N factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Now this can be written as 5 into 4 into 3 factorial divided by denominator also 3 factorial. 3 factorial cancel. We are getting the answer as 5 into 4. This is the way. Formula is that one. That is the way to apply. But without that formula, we can also discuss directly. Without that formula, nothing. Don't mention about the formulas and the simplification. Suppose you see this particular example. You want to find out 7p2. 7p2 means directly we can write the answer as 7 into 6. Observe here. 7p2, 7p2, starting from 7, 2 numbers multiplication. That's all. 7 into 6. Suppose you see the next one, 8p3. You want to find out the value of 8p3. 3. Starting from 8. 3 numbers multiplication. Come on, start from 8. 8 into 7 into 6. Over. Starting from 8. 3 numbers multiplication. Now that's what we got the answer. 8 into 7 into 6. Next come back. You want to find out the value of 5p2. 2. Starting from 5. 2 numbers multiplication. Yes or no? So that is the way we can find out directly without using this particular formula. That is about NPR. NPR formula is n factorial by n minus r factorial. So without using that formula, NPR we can find out like this also. Suppose I am saying one particular problem. Tell me 10p4. Tell me what is a 10p4? 10p4 is equals to, starting from 10, 4 numbers multiplication, 10 into 9 into 8 into 7. 10p4 is equals to 10 into 9 into 8 into 7. Right? Now tell me 5p5. What we can write 5p5? Starting from 5. 5 numbers multiplication, that is equals to 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that is about the first idea, NPR, permutation. Permutation means an arrangement. Okay. Next. So the other idea we are going to discuss, that is the combination. Permutation means an arrangement. Combination means just selection. Permutation means an arrangement. Combination means selection. There 3 students are sitting. From those 3 students, I want to select 2 students. Any 2 I can select, right? Selection is nothing but a combination. Combination, first letter is C. That's why we are going to use the notation as C. Now, that is NCR. NCR is equals to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial into r factorial. That is the formula for NCR. NCR means from n persons we have to select r persons at a time. From n persons we have to select r at a time. Suppose I am writing here 7C3. I am writing like this, 25C11. Total 25 players are there in a cricket. From those 25 players, I want to select 11 players. 25C11. From 25 players, we have to select 11. That we can write it as 25C11. From 7 persons, I want to select 3 persons. That can be done in 7C3. Selection means a combination. Combination means a selection. Selection or combination means we have to use C. That is NCR. NCR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Sir, how this formula comes? How we will get that formula? No doubt. How that formula comes, what are the applications will be discussed in our syllabus. Nearly I told to you people, 36 classes, nearly 30 to 36 classes we are going to discuss in permutations and combinations. Very important idea in JEE. There we will discuss how this formula comes. Now just for time pass discussion, because some students they have asked me the doubts. That's why I entered this idea. Otherwise it is not required at present. Right. I want to find out the value of 7C3. 7C3 is equal to 7 factorial divided by 7 minus 3 factorial into 3 factorial. Now we can write that one as 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 factorial divided by 7 minus 3 also 4 factorial into 3 factorial. Here 4 factorial cancelled. We got the answer as 7 into 6 into 5 divided by 3 factorial. What is 3 factorial value? 6. 6 cancelled. We are getting the answer as 7 5s are 35. 3 factorial value is 6. 6 cancel. 7 5s are 35. That is the way of finding 7C3 value. Suppose you see the another one. I want to find out the value of 5C2 value. Come on, use the formula. 5c2 value is equal to 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 2 factorial into 2 factorial. Now that is equals to 5 factorial can be written as 5 into 4 into 3 factorial divided by 3 factorial into 2 factorial. 3 factorial cancelled. We are getting the answer as 5 into 4 divided by 2 factorial. 2 factorial is equals to 2. 2 2's cancelled there. You will get the answer as 10. Sir, in case of P, you discussed some easy method. But what about in case of C, sir? Yes, in case of C also we can do easily. How can we check? What is the answer we got for 7C3? 7C3 answer we got this one. Observe this answer. Observe this answer. Starting from 7, 3 numbers multiplication by 3 factorial. Starting from 7, 7C3, 7C3, 3. Starting from 7, 3 numbers multiplication by 3 factorial. Now you can observe here. 5C2 means starting from 5, 2 numbers multiplication by 2 factorial. Tell me, suppose I want to find out the value of 7C4. Come on, tell me what is the value of 7C4. Starting from 7, 4 numbers multiplication by 4 factorial. Starting from 7, 4 numbers multiplication by 4 factorial. Now I want to find out the value of 5C3. I want to find out the value of 5C3. Starting from 5, 3 numbers multiplication divided by 3 factorial. Suppose you want to find out the value of 10C4. How to find out the value of 10C4? Starting from 10, 4 numbers multiplication. Starting from 10, 4 numbers multiplication divided by 4 factorial. That is the way we can find easily 10C4 value or 7C4 value or 5C3 value. But you can observe here, but I don't know how many of you observed here. 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 divided by 4 factorial can be written as 4 into 3 factorial or not. Now 4 cancel. We got the answer as 7 into 6 into 5 divided by 3 factorial or not. Then what, sir? Then what? Observe here. 7C4 value we got 7 into 6 into 5 by 3 factorial. Here also we got the same answer. Here also we got the same answer. Why? Why it is happening like this? 7 minus 4 how much? 3. 7 minus 4 how much? 3. 7 minus 3 how much? 4. 7 minus 3 is 4. But you can observe here one more example. So this can be written as 5 into 4 into 3 divided by 3 factorial can be written as 3 into 2 factorial. 3 cancel. So we will get 5 into 4 divided by 2 factorial. Here whatever answer we got, here also we got the same. Here 5 into 4 by 2 factorial. Here also 5 into 4 by 2 factorial. 5C2. What is 5 minus 2? 5 minus 2. 3. What is 5 minus 3? 5 minus 3 is 2. So that's why. Can you tell me 10C4 value is the same as 10C6 value? 10 minus 6 is equal to 4. 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. Both the values are same. Tell me now. 7C3 value is the same as 7C4. 5C3 value is the same as 5C2. Now tell me 8C3 value is the same as 8C5. Right? That is the discussion regarding combinations C. Okay. Now you can observe here. Can you tell me, this is a particular question. We are coming back. ABC, empty set, subset to that. A set with only one element. A set with only one element. Next, a set with two elements, A comma B, A comma C. Next we have B comma C. Next we have A comma B comma C. Right? So that's what we written here in this case. 3C0. From 3 items, nothing selected. 3C0. Next, from 3 items, we selected only one item. From 3 items, I selected only one item, only one item, only one item selected. From these 3 different items, we selected 2 items. From these 3 different items, I selected all the 3 items. That's what I discussed. 3C0 value, 3C0. 3 factorial divided by, starting from 3, no numbers multiplication, that's why 3 divided by 0 factorial into 3 factorial, because NCR formula, right? But what is 0 factorial, sir? Factorial 0 is defined as 1. 0 factorial is equal to 1. So that's why this is 3C0 value is equal to 3 factorial divided by 3 minus 0 factorial into 0 factorial. That is equal to 3 factorial divided by 3 factorial, because 0 factorial is equals to 1. So 3C0 value is equals to 1. 3C0 value 1. 3C0 value is equal to 1. This is equals to 1. Hey, this is 1. What about this value? 3 minus 3, 0. 3 minus 3, 0. This value is also 1. That means from 3, nothing selected. This is the only one possibility. From 3, all the 3 selected. This is only one possibility. Now, 3C1. What is the 3C1 value? Starting from 3. One number multiplication by 1 factorial, that is equal to 3. 3C1 value is equal to 3 only. That's why from 3 elements, 1 can be selected in 3 ways. 1, 2, 3 ways. From 3, 2 can be selected in 3C2 ways. What is this 3C2 value? 3C2 value how much? 3C2 value is equal to also 3. Because 3 minus 1 is equal to 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. Right? 3C1 value is equal to 3. 3C2 value is also equal to 3. Right? So thanks for that particular student. I think 3 or 4 students has asked me when they are copying the notes. They have asked me, sir, what about these things in the notes? Class notes, these are the ideas. What about these ideas? They have asked. That's why this much of discussion I did. I hope so everyone followed this discussion. If not followed also, no need to worry. We are going to discuss in detail in the chapter permutations and combination. But try to follow. Nothing difficulty. Definitely everyone can follow these things, right? Now come back to our original discussion. Our original discussion is now we are going to discuss about where we ends in the last class. Last class where we went. Last class our discussion we closed at subset and then we discussed about intervals. So that continuation we are going to discuss in today's class. So first I am going to begin with what is a universal set. What is a universal set? Universal set is the set which contains all the sets in the given context. Now I am talking about coronavirus. Number of coronavirus cases in Guwahati. Number of coronavirus cases in Bongaigaon. Number of coronavirus cases in Lakhimpur. Number of coronavirus cases in Dhubri. Number of corona cases in Silchar. Number of corona cases in Golpara. Number of corona cases in Golaghat. So for this information, what we can consider the universal set as? For this discussion, we can consider the universal set as number of corona cases in Assam. Because all these are subject to the state Assam. Now, number of corona cases in Assam, number of corona cases in Meghalaya, number of corona cases in Nagaland, number of corona cases in Manipur. In this context, I can consider the universal set as number of corona cases in Northeast. I can consider universal set as number of corona cases in Northeast because all other states are subset to Northeast. Next, number of corona cases in Assam, number of corona cases in Andhra Pradesh, number of corona cases in Maharashtra, number of corona cases in Delhi. Now we have to consider the universal set as number of corona cases in India. Right? So that is about a universal set. A set which contains all the sets in the given context is called a universal set. So that is about the universal set. Generally, universal set we will represent in this way. Try to understand the difference. That is the universal set, because in the coming classes we are going to discuss about this one also. This is union. A little bit curvature is there, but it is no curvature. Right? This is a universal set and this is union, which we are going to discuss in today's class. Now our discussion is going to begin with that Venn diagrams. What about Venn diagrams? Sets can be represented diagrammatically. Sets can be represented diagrammatically. Those are called as Venn diagrams. Representation of the sets by using diagrams. Representation of the sets by using diagrams is called Venn diagrams. Right? Universal set always represent with a rectangle. Universal set always represent with rectangle, and sets in the universal set are represented with circles. Sets in the universal set are represented with circles. Next one we are going to discuss about operations on sets. Because in regular algebra, you know, addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, like that. Here there is no addition of two sets. There is no subtraction of two sets. There is no multiplication of two sets. There is no division of two sets. So here there is an operation of sets. Under that operation we are going to deal with union of two sets. The first one we are going to discuss operations on sets. The first one is union. The name itself is saying union. Union of two sets. So what is the union of two sets? Let a capital A and a capital B are two sets. Capital A and a capital B are two sets. Then their union is denoted by. Then their union is denoted by A union B. Then their union is denoted by A union B and is defined as A union B is equals to set of all elements X such that X belongs to A or X belongs to B. That is the definition. Try to remember this set theory definition. A union B is equals to X such that X belongs to A or X belongs to B. X belongs to A or X belongs to B. X may present in A or it may present in B. That means it may present in both also. That is A union B. A union B definition is X such that X belongs to A or X belongs to B. Suppose this is an example representation by using Venn diagram. So as I told, rectangle represents always an universal set. Now this is one set A and this is another set B. A and this one is B. The portion which I am shading now, this portion represents A union B. The shaded portion represents A union B. Right? Next I am going to discuss about example on A union B. Let us say A is equals to a set with elements 1, 2, 3. B is equals to another set with elements 4, 5, 3, 6. Now tell me what about A union B? What we discussed about union, that may present in A or it may present in B or it may present in both. That may present in A, that may present in B or it present in both. That's why A union B is equals to combined union of these two. Club these two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. An element present in A, an element present in A, an element present in both. You can observe this is there in both the sets. B, present in B, present in B. So that is about union of two sets. This is the Venn diagram representation for union of two sets. Now you say this is A union B is equals to B union A. That is a commutative law. Next one we have A union B union C is equals to A union B union C. What we will call this one as an associative law. Next we have A union A, you will get A only. At the same time A union, what about the universal set? A union universal set, you will get that universal set only, that is equal to universal set. At the same time A union empty set phi, what we will get? A union phi, we will get A only. So that is about few properties on sets, operations on sets. The first one is union. Definition is this one: X belongs to A or X belongs to B. X such that X belongs to A or X belongs to B. That is the representation by using Venn diagram. The first one, that is operations on sets, with an example and a few properties also I discussed. Come back to the next one. intersection of two sets. The next one is intersection. Intersection of two sets. The same discussion. Let a capital A and a capital B are two sets. Capital A and a capital B are two sets. Then their intersection is denoted by A intersection B. Then their intersection is denoted by A intersection B and is defined as A intersection B is equals to set of all x such that x belongs to A and x belongs to B. You can observe and is there. X belongs to A and x belongs to B. X has to present in both A and B. X has to present in A, X has to present in B also. X belongs to A intersection B. Now you can observe here an example. Before going to discuss an example, we are dealing with Venn diagram. Representation by using Venn diagram. This is the set A, this is the set B, A, and here we have B. This particular portion represents A intersection B. This portion represents A intersection B. Now whether you observed or not, A intersection B is always subset of A or not. You can observe this shaded portion is present within the circle A or not. This shaded portion present within the circle A or not. Next, at the same time, A intersection B is always subset of B or not. You can see this portion, whatever the shaded portion is there here, that portion is present within the circle B or not. That's why A intersection B is always a subset of A and A intersection B is always subset of B. Sir, this type of points you haven't discussed in the union. Yes, I am coming back with that particular point. This is the discussion we did for union. This is the set A and this is the set B. A and this is B. As I told, this portion represents A union B. The portion which I am shading represents A union B. This is the representation of A union B. Yes or no? Now observe here. A is always a subset of A union B or not? Because this portion represents a universal set. This portion represents universal set. The entire rectangle represents universal set. Now A, this is present in the entire shaded portion or not? A is a subset of A union B. You can check B also subset of A union B. B is a subset of A union B. A is also a subset of A union B. Just you can check with an example I am discussing here. A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. And another set B is given like this. B is equals to 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you tell me what is A union B? Union, combine, union, club. A union B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now tell me, A is a subset of A union B or not? A is a subset of A union B or not? That's what I am saying. You can observe B is a subset of A union B or not? B subset of A union B. Yes, B is a subset of A union B. Now tell me, what is A intersection B? That means in A and B, common elements. The elements present in both A and B. In A and B, the common elements are 3, 4. You can observe here. A intersection B is a subset of A or not? A intersection B is a subset of B or not? That's what I discussed here. A intersection B is always a subset of A. A intersection B is always subset of B. So that is about operations on sets. The first one union and the second one we discussed as intersection. Now here also we are going to discuss about few properties on intersection. Just this is the particular one. First one you can observe, A intersection B is the same as B intersection A. What is that? Commutative law. Next one, A intersection B intersection C is equals to A intersection B intersection C. That is associative law. Next we can write it as A intersection empty set. What about A intersection empty set? A intersection empty set, you will get empty set only. Yes or no? Emaya, if you are taking the example as A is equal to 1 comma 2 and this is an empty set, what about the common elements in both? Nothing. That's why A intersection phi is equal to phi only. At the same time, A intersection universal set. A intersection universal set, we will get A only. So these are the properties on intersection of sets. So next we are going to discuss about difference of two sets. Two sets difference we are going to discuss now. That is, A is one set, B is another set. The difference of A and B, that means denoted by A minus B. A minus B. From A we are removing the elements of B. A minus B is equals to X such that X belongs to A and X does not belongs to B. That is about A minus B. A minus B is equals to X such that X belongs to A and X does not belongs to B. That's what A minus B is equal to X such that X belongs to A and X does not belongs to B. This is the representation by using Venn diagram. This is the set A and this is the set B. What we are saying? X has to present in A but not present in B. That's why from A, the part of B is removed. From A, the portion of the B is removed. From A, the portion of the B is removed. From A, the portion of the B is removed. Now can you tell me what is B minus A? What is B minus A? This is the set A, this is the set B. No doubt this is a universal set, the entire rectangle A, B. Now what I am saying? B minus A. From B, the portion of A we have to remove. From B, the portion of A we have to remove. This portion represents B minus A. This entire portion represents B minus A. So that is about A minus B and B minus A. We have an example here. A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and B is equals to 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now tell me what about A minus B? What I am saying? From A, B portion we have to remove. From A, the elements of B we have to remove. From A, the elements of B removed. Then what left? 1, 2, 5. Now you want to find out B minus A. Then B minus A means how to do? B minus A what to do? What is B minus A? From B, the elements of A we have to remove. Then what left? 7, 8, 9. So whether you observed or not carefully, here also 4, 5. Here also what is not there? 3, 4, 6 not there. Here also 3, 4, 6 not there. What is 3, 4, 6 actually? A intersection B denotes 3, 4, 6. A intersection B denotes 3, 4, 6. So what we can say? A minus B is nothing but from A we have to remove the common elements. From A we have to remove the common portion. Similarly, B minus A means what? From B we have to remove the common elements. From the circle B we have to remove intersection part. So that's why A minus B is equal to A minus A intersection B. B minus A is equal to B minus A intersection B. That is about A minus B. Observe the definition. A minus B is equal to X such that X present in A and X does not belongs to B. X has to present in A, not present in B. But can you tell me now what is the definition for B minus A? B minus A is equals to X such that X belongs to B, X belongs to B and X does not belongs to A. So that is about B minus A, right? So you know the definitions of A minus B and B minus A. So another discussion we are going to do now. After A minus B and B minus A, we are going to discuss about the complement. We will write A complement or A dash or A bar. A complement we will denote with yes, A bar or A complement or A dash. But what is A complement? The complement of A we are denoting with A dash or A complement or A bar. What is A complement? A complement is nothing but from the universal set we have to remove the elements of A. A complement is equals to X such that X belongs to universal set and X does not belongs to A. From universal set we have to remove the elements of A. That means A dash is equals to universal set minus A. That is A complement or A dash. How to represent that one? By using Venn diagram. You know, this is the universal set. This is the set A. From the entire universal set we have to remove the elements of A. The portion which I am shading now, this portion represents A dash. From the universal set we have to remove the elements of A. This is A dash. From universal set we removed A. The shaded portion represents A dash, A complement. So A complement or A dash is equal to, that is universal set minus A. Universal set minus A represents A dash. Okay, next. So here I am going to discuss the other idea. The other idea is like this. The universal set is given in this way with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and A is given as 1, 2, 5. Now can you tell me what is A dash? From universal set we have to remove the elements of A. From universal set remove the elements of A. 1, 2, 5 remove. 1, 2, 5 remove. Then what we will get? 3, 4, 6. That represents A dash. Now can you tell me what is A dash whole dash? A dash whole dash is equal to universal set minus A, right? That is nothing but A only. A dash whole dash is equals to A, right? Now again I am going to discuss about the symmetric difference of two sets. Nothing is there. We already discussed the symmetric difference here. A, B, this portion represents A minus B, right? And what about this portion represents? This portion represents this portion represents B minus A. From B, the part of B is removed. So this entire shaded portion, here with lines, here with dots, that entire portion represents symmetric difference of two sets. That symmetric difference of two sets denoted with A delta B. That A delta B is nothing but A minus B union B minus A. Because this is A minus B and this is B minus A. These two union represent the symmetric difference of two sets. That is denoted with A delta B. Now you can observe the same. We can also write like this. What is missing in that entire portion? That entire portion represents A union B. In that A union B, which portion is missing? Intersection is missing. That's why from A union B, remove A intersection B. That is called symmetric difference of two sets. So A delta B is equal to A union B minus A intersection B. That is another idea, symmetric difference of two sets. As we discussed earlier, can you tell me A union A dash, what we will get? At the same time, A intersection A dash, what we will get? Because already we discussed about union, already we discussed about intersection. Tell me what about A union A dash and what about A intersection A dash? Come on, respond. A union A dash, you know what is A and you know what is A dash. What it represents? A union A dash. A union A dash represents, array A is there, this is A and this portion represents A dash. What this portion represents? A. I am asking A dash union, you will get universal set. But dots and lines, intersection is what? Dots and lines, intersection, nothing is there. That's why A intersection A dash is equal to 5. A intersection A dash is equal to 5 and A union A dash is equal to universal set. Now here I am going to discuss about another one important idea, that is A minus B representation in another way. A minus B can also be written as A minus B can also be written as A intersection B bar. Ram, ये क्या है? A minus B can be represented as A intersection B bar. Very very important idea. How? Just I am discussing what actually A minus B represents. A minus B represents X such that X belongs to A and X does not belongs to B. Over. That is the definition. A minus B definition is that one. X belongs to A and X does not belongs to B. Or X is not present in B. But X is not present in B means where X present? Hey Baba, here this is B is his universal set. X is not there here. But X is not there here means X must be outside the set. X must be outside the set. That means X belongs to B dash. X does not belongs to B means X where it present? X belongs to B dash. That's why we can write this one as X such that X belongs to A and X belongs to B dash. This is the definition of A intersection B dash. That's what we are writing. A intersection B dash is nothing but B bar. Yes or no? X is not present in B. X is not there in this small circle means definitely X will be outside the circle. Outside the circle is nothing but B dash. X present in B dash. X present in A. X present in B dash. And is there. And for intersection. That's why we can write. That is the definition of A intersection B dash. That's why A minus B is the same as A intersection B bar. Now the same I am going to prove with the help of Venn diagram. The same I am going to discuss with the help of Venn diagram. Observe here. No doubt it represents a universal set. This circle represents A and this circle represents B. This is A and this is B. What we are talking about? A intersection B bar. What is A? First of all, I am shading A with horizontal lines. The portion of A I am shading with horizontal lines. A portion we are shading with horizontal lines. The portion which I shaded now represents A. Next, we have to shade B bar. What is B bar? What is B bar? B bar means except B. The portion which I am shading now with vertical lines. The portion which I am shading now with vertical lines. This particular portion represents universal set minus B, excluding B. From the entire universal set, we have to exclude B. Come on, exclude B. We are excluding B. From the entire universal set, B is excluded. The vertical lines represents B dash. The entire vertical portion represents B dash except B. Excluding B. Entire vertical lines represents B dash. Agree or not? Entire vertical lines represents B dash. Yamaya, horizontal lines represents A. Vertical lines represents B dash. Now, where the horizontal lines and vertical lines are there, you can observe the diagram. At certain particular portion, horizontal lines and vertical lines are there, which we will call it as B bar intersection A or not? A intersection B bar. That is nothing but this particular portion which I am shading now. This represents A intersection B bar. That's why earlier you can observe A minus B Venn diagram, A intersection B bar Venn diagram. Both are same or not? So that's why A minus B is the same as A intersection B bar. A minus B is equals to A intersection B bar. In the similar way we can write B minus A is equals to A bar intersection B. B minus A is equals to A bar intersection B, and that's another portion, right? So the last idea I am going to discuss here, that particular one is like this. So this is the particular one, distributive law. A intersection B union C is equals to A intersection B. A intersection B union C is equals to A intersection B union A intersection C. It is just like A into B plus C. Or in place of intersection into is there. In place of union plus is there. Come on, apply distributive law. A into B plus A into C. That is, multiplication is distributive over addition. Multiplication is distributive over addition. So we will call it as intersection is distributive over union. In the similar way we can write A union B intersection C is equals to A union B intersection A union C. That is about the distributive law. Here intersection is distributive over union. Here union is distributive over intersection. Right? So the next idea, the last idea, That idea I am going to discuss with the proof also, which you will call it as De Morgan's law. We will call it as De Morgan's law. What is the De Morgan's law? A union B whole dash is equals to A dash intersection B dash. A union B whole dash is equals to A dash intersection B dash. That means union is entering inside. Sorry, complement is entering inside. Union changes to intersection. Complement is entering inside. Union changes to intersection. The same, we can also write like this. A union B whole bar is equal to A bar intersection B bar. That is De Morgan's law. De Morgan's law. In the similar way, we can discuss A intersection B whole dash is equals to A bar union B bar. Whenever complement is entering inside, intersection changes to union. Union changes to intersection. Now among these two, one of the property I am going to prove. Same way you can prove the next one also. So first of all, I am going to show how A union B whole dash is equals to A dash intersection B dash. Right. First of all, I hope so everyone know the definition of A dash. X such that. Yes or no? A dash is nothing but universal set minus A or not? A dash is nothing but universal set minus A. How will you write this one? X such that X belongs to universal set and X does not belongs to A. X belongs to universal set and X does not belongs to A. That is the definition of A dash. Now with the help of that particular definition, I am going to prove this particular De Morgan's law. First part, A union B whole dash is equals to X such that X belongs to universal set and X does not belongs to A union B. X present in the universal set and X is not there in A union B. X is not there in A union B. X is not there in A union B. X may be here, maybe here, maybe here, maybe here, maybe here. That means X is not present in A union B means X not present in A, X not present in B also. That's why we can write this one as X such that X belongs to A, because X not present in A union B. That's why X does not belongs to A and X does not belongs to B also. Because X is not there in A union B. X is not present in A union B. It is not present in A, not present in B. But it is not present in A means where it has to present? A dash. That's why we can write this one as X such that X belongs to A dash and X belongs to B dash. X such that X present in A dash and X belongs to A dash and X belongs to B dash. So that is the definition of A dash intersection B dash. So that's why A union B whole dash is equals to A dash intersection B dash. So that is about the ideas regarding sets. Next class I am going to discuss about a few applications on cardinal number of a set. Okay, there ends the matter. I am going to provide some questions from NCERT textbook. Try to work out those questions. After that I am going to discuss about objective questions on set theory also. Okay, thank you.